Have you ever wondered what it feels like to cross a line you promised you never would, knowing in that moment that there's no going back? I'm Emily, and this is the story of how a slow, deliberate temptation nearly destroyed everything I thought I knew about myself. It began innocently enough. My husband, Michael, was exhausted after a late-night call and fell asleep in his recliner, the TV humming softly behind him. Our dinner guests had left hours ago, and I had slipped downstairs to tidy the den, finished carpeting warm wooden shelves and a couch that sagged in the middle. I didn't expect company. But when Mark, my husband's friend who'd helped install our new kitchen lights, followed me, I froze. His breath grazed the side of my neck before his fingers did. It felt like a question more than an invasion. "Are you sure you want me to stop?" My mouth opened but no sound came out. His hand traced the small of my back, pressing gently. I leaned into him, unthinking, and in that moment, he took it as permission. Every motion was intentional, slow, measured, impossible to resist. When he guided me onto the couch, the cushions dipped under our weight like a trap snapping shut. It wasn't rough or frantic. It was worse. Calculated, deep, so controlled that I gasped at each movement. My sweater rode up, my leggings slid down, and still I didn't move away. My breath hitched, my knees trembled. His lips brushed behind my ear, and I whispered his name, not in passion but in surrender. That whisper cracked something inside me. I realized this wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. I'm 39, married for nearly 12 years, mother to our bright-eyed daughter, Lily. I prided myself on being dependable. Coffee at 6, lunches packed, every dentist appointment noted, every birthday dinner planned. Yet beneath that perfect routine I'd stopped feeling. Michael wasn't cruel. He was simply elsewhere, always half absent. His touch more habit than desire. Until Mark reminded me that I still existed outside my to-do list. It began with glances across the table at barbecues. Accidental brushes of fingers passing a dish. His compliments too specific, not "you look nice," but "that blue dress brings out your eyes." I didn't pull away. I leaned in. When he came over to drop off a charger one afternoon and stepped inside for coffee, we sat in silence, the air between us charged. He asked, "You okay?" And I nodded, though I already knew the answer. The guilt flickered before each moment, but the hunger lingered longer. I tried to snap back. Date nights, deep conversations, promises to myself that I would refocus, but none of it stuck. His texts arrived casually but loaded. "Your pasta beats any restaurants. Need help with the thermostat?" I answered with smiley faces, one-word replies that weren't quite refusals. The door stayed open. Then came that night. Michael asleep upstairs. I went downstairs to put away board games. Mark followed without knocking. No hesitation. No remorse. I watched the ceiling fan spin as his hands found me again. Slow, deliberate, devastating. I should have pushed him away. Instead, each controlled thrust felt like surrendering a vow I hadn't realized I'd broken. When it was over, he pressed his forehead to mine as though afraid of the truth we couldn't speak. In the days that followed, the basement turned into my personal purgatory. Every time I descended those stairs, my legs clenched at the memory of his hands and the weight of my own choice. He came by for trivial reasons. A leftover filter, a bulb to replace. We brushed fingers. Our eyes met and held longer than friendship allowed. The question, "Do you want me to stop coming around?" felt like a lifeline and a trap all at once. I didn't know how to answer, and I still don't. One evening our daughter was at a sleepover, Michael at his brother's for a plumbing emergency. I told myself it was just the drill he needed to fix the fence. I waited in the garage pretending to sort storage bins, heart pounding like a drum. When Mark arrived, rain dripping from his hair, he didn't even lift the drill. Instead, he closed the garage door and whispered, "I know this is wrong, but I want you." His voice was soft, raw. My hands tangled in his hair before I registered the betrayal. When he lifted me against the cold concrete wall, Every inch of that slow, deep embrace was a choice I made with eyes wide open. I couldn't deny it anymore. In the morning, Lily asked for breakfast and I poured coffee as though nothing had changed. But my mind replayed that garage wall. His lips on my neck, the scent of cedar and rain. Guilt washed over me, but beneath it was something darker. Longing. Michael never asked if I was okay, and Mark never mentioned that night. We continued our charade. Dinner parties, weekend projects, smiles that didn't quite reach our eyes. Every time Mark brushed past me, it felt like a promise and a threat. Trust shattered around me like broken glass. I practiced normalcy, folding laundry, organizing the fridge, packing lunches, but those mundane tasks couldn't bury the truth. Then the texts came again. So what now? I stared at the words, realizing I had no answer. How do you live in your own home when you know you've been sneaking through your own heart? When every glance becomes a confession and every silence screams betrayal. I don't have a tidy ending to this story. I'm still standing on the wrong side of the line, carrying the weight of my choice in every breath. What would you do if the one person you were meant to protect became the secret you couldn't stop craving? If you've ever walked straight into fire, knowing full well the cost, this story is for you. We're not as rare as we pretend, and sometimes the deepest wounds are the ones we choose to give ourselves.